Get on board with crypto. Sheesh. Cool. All right. So how's Cali?
Good. It's finally starting to warm up. Obviously, we're not Boston cold, but for 40s and 50s for Californians, it's like meltdown mode out here.
Nice, nice. It's been like negative degrees over here, so
Dear Lord.
I would
See,
say,
that's like ridiculous, man.
yeah, 45 seems really warm to me right now.
I don't doubt it, man. That's like summer for you guys, essentially, huh?
Yeah, yeah, kind of, yeah. So, cool. I'm excited, and I want to say thanks for taking the time out of your day to do this and to plan it all and everything. So I really appreciate it. It's you guys are actually the first crypto team to come on and do an AMA with me. So I'm like super excited.
Oh wow. Well, we appreciate being invited to your show, and obviously we see you posting on Red Wave, so we appreciate you supporting us. And yeah, it's a delight to be here.
Yeah. Before we start, before anyone even knows about anything, I love you guys' platform. It's awesome, and yeah, it's really awesome. I'm glad that you guys are doing something significantly different than a lot of the other crypto that I've come across. So it's really awesome that you guys are doing what you're doing.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We were looking at everything as how can we be different and actually provide something to people. That's how we kind of got to where we are today. So we always want to provide value, if you will, not so much hype or whatever that is. So we've taken a bit of a different route, I guess you can say, in crypto.
Yeah, and me having like some kind of investing background, having that weight behind what you're doing is really awesome. So tell us who you are and what brought you into the crypto metaverse.
Yeah, so my name's Rick. I'm the co-founder of the Waifer Red Wave platform. And I got into crypto a couple years back, about 2014, 2015. I got really fascinated with XRP and its speed and utility in terms of moving money between borders and how seamless that was and how fast. And then it kind of led me down the road of, okay, well, what else is out there? So I started reading a bunch and doing research. And I come from a finance and insurance background. So it was really fascinating to me to see these financial instruments that hold, different values, stores of values, and are represented in totally different ways. And to me, it was just fascinating to see from top to bottom. And it ties into, your freedom of speech, if you will. So, your freedom to actually express yourself how you see fit. Whether it be minting things on the blockchain and such. So, seeing NFTs come out was really cool. But yeah, got into crypto just kind of through curiosity, learned a bunch and then started looking into my what it would take to do my own project and what that would look like. And, blossomed into what you see today, which is Waifer and the Red Wave platform.
Cool. Exciting. So what is Waifer all about in?
Yeah, so Wayfair itself, the token is a deflationary coin. We are actually starting to do a migration to a V2 right now with some minor tweaks in the tokenomics. So currently it's 5% of a 10% tax goes back in reflections to holders, and 5% goes to liquidity. On our V2, though, we are going to be changing that so that way we can actually have a budget to deliver more for our community and for our roadmap that we had set out for ourselves. Right now, we do have obviously an amazing mod staff who have been great and very supportive and help fund everything that you guys see. But we wanted to make sure that we can push forward and not have to rely on these great people for that kind of backing. So the tokenomics that will change essentially is still be a 10% tax, but 4% to reflections, 4% to liquidity, 2% to development and marketing. We are one of the few teams I feel who obviously we've delivered, right? We have a working platform. It does what we say it'll do. When we say there's improvements, we don't hype them until they're ready to go or until we have firm grasp on the project itself to be able to deliver. So we're not over promising, right? Mm-hmm. So that's been crucial for us, definitely during our growth and our sustainability, was making sure that we have deliverable items. So in terms of what That means for Waifer and the RedWave platform, we develop applications that will basically make crypto usage seamless. So we started with RedWave, which is a platform just like a Facebook or a MySpace, if you will, where you can go and share, like. But where we're different is you can actually earn our cryptocurrency for doing what you do on a daily basis today. So you can go on there, like, share, and if you're not even into crypto, you can earn it, which is probably the coolest part. So it's getting to be where we think we can get people intrigued enough, because it is a free speech platform. It's 18 and older, right? So in terms of the crowd or who we're aiming towards, that's a pretty big market. And being able to say, oh, I earn crypto for doing what I do on Facebook or what have you, is a really cool way to get introduced to it. And then people will start to wonder, well, how can I spend it? And then they're going to be introduced to our marketplace and our NFT platform that we will integrate into the back end of RedWave over time. So our project is essentially, in a nutshell, dedicated to free speech and simplicity. So how easy can I make crypto to access to the average person? How many less clicks can I how many clicks can I take away from the process in order to make it as friendly as possible? And again, for us, it's simplicity and less clicks equals happy people. So like I said, it's kind of a big idea in terms of what we want to do, but we have a very clear path to it, and we have a phenomenal dev team. Big shout out to you guys for everything you guys do. You guys are magic, and our mod team again for all the support. So yeah, that's RedWave and the Waifer protocol. I'll kind of explain there for you.
Cool. Yeah, and that was actually the next question was what is RedWave all about, and you explained that very well. And I'm very excited about the platform. I do use the platform. I do wish I used it a lot more. So integrating the RedWave platform is something that I definitely want to do with my channel. Not only to promote you guys, because I love everything that you guys are doing. I've been following you guys for I don't even know how many months. I want to say since September of last year. And it's been awesome. It's been a great experience, and the platform works really smooth, in my opinion. So great job to you. Great job to the devs and everything that those guys are doing.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate that, because someone said it actually in a Twitter space where all of the magic and all of the deliverables are usually overlooked. And I always kind of thought that was funny in crypto. It's like, I want all the hype, and I once all the hype is kind of gone and they deliver something that's subpar, it becomes a dump. But we did it, like I said, a little backwards. We released the apps and let our community beta test it for us, essentially. And all the feedback that they're giving us, we're actually bringing to the platform. So anytime we get a suggestion or anything like that, we make sure to keep it community driven for all of the people using our platform as well. So cool stuff, though.
Yeah. So you guys were doing a few other things before the platform launched. You guys were doing some widgets. What happened with that?
Yeah. So as we had said from the get-go with that, we were kind of testing out, doing some research with it. We did have it deployed. The only thing is it wasn't 100% native to us. So what we wanted to do was redesign it, rework it, and be able to deliver a 100% native platform. So that is in the works as well. So we have quite a bit of significant developments going on in the background. We have our Smart Wallet, which is already in production. NFT platform is going to follow that. Our marketplace is to follow after the NFT. So that way, if you have whatever XYZ cryptos, you can use Wallet Connect through our wallet, spend it directly in real world purchases with regular people there. And, obviously the ADA widget being reworked, that's just going to add to the portfolio. Not to mention those items that I'm talking about will be standalone apps as well. So we're going to be having a full suite of individualized applications, but they're going to be all integrated into the back end of RedWave. So if you want to integrate with one, you don't have to do the other, right? So we're making it where our tree trunk has tons of limbs, if you will. So that way we can get the most fruit, right? So it's a pretty significant build, and the development team has been phenomenal.
Awesome. Awesome. I love all of this. This is great. So you guys are going version 2. Does that change anything with your roadmap currently, or are you still on track with the current roadmap?
So I'm actually glad you asked because we're doing V2 because of our roadmap, right? We realized after evaluating the current contract that we would not be able to fulfill the promises that we had made regarding functionality in the back end of Redwave over time and overall delivery. So, as a commitment to our holders and to our community, we felt it was 100% necessary for us to make this change. And essentially, they're going to get a lot of other cool features since we were thinking, well, what else can we solve if we're going to do this V2? What can we do to make it where the holders can benefit the most? So we started implementing. Okay, well, what does it look like if we want to do some P2P transactions? So our new contract will have no taxation on that transfer. Right now, there is a small tax on that, which is a bummer. So we wanted to eliminate that so it creates more use for our users and for people on the platform. So that is a big change. It'll have a staking and yielding capability, anti-whale tax. It'll have the ability to do lending in the future and NFTs. So we're talking about a significant upgrade, so that way we can fulfill the promises. And it's a tough choice to say, oh, we need to go V2, right? It's not a very simple thing where hey, today I just on a whim decided. It was months and hours of deliberation, taking a look at what are we doing, what's the competitor doing, or how can we make sure we're ahead of the curve and continue to deliver. And we came to the consensus that this is an absolutely necessary thing that we have to do. So we are proud to say we are officially on testnet as of today. So a lot of folks, when they talk about V2, they're like, oh, it's months from now. No, we usually, like I said, like to let people know, like, hey, this is happening and we want to move fast, but we want to do it in the safest possible way for holders, and ensure that obviously the integrity of the project holds up. So we've just wanted to make sure that we had a deliverable as opposed to speculation and concern. So again, much different approach from, I guess you can say, other projects, right?
Yeah, almost, and not to shoot them in the foot, but like kind of like Saitama Inu and their current wallet not being ready for launch. I don't think they expected as much as they did, but they are delivering still, and I'm still excited about that. But they hit kind of a little bit of a speed bump there, and it seems like people are a little uneasy about that. But yeah, you guys definitely do deliver on everything you guys say. Every day that I learn something new about your guys' project, my heart starts racing and I get so excited. So it's really cool that you guys are like absolutely ridiculously on top of everything. It's great.
And the reason why is because eventually we do want to dip into NFT insurance contracts, document management systems. So what we're talking about is a corporatized, well, not, excuse me, I shouldn't say corporatized, but a way of packaging crypto softwares for an enterprise level business, right? So that's kind of the approach that we want to start taking in the future. Is like, we have all the fun stuff, NFTs and art and music, but what about this whole other niche, this whole other market that no one's really talking about? Document management is a huge market, and in terms of how can we adopt or mass adopt blockchain? Well, let's apply some of these NFT methodologies to document storage for companies. Make them more green, more green friendly. Give them the ability to recall documents in an instant using a barcode. These are big deal items that are cost effective ways of companies moving forward.
So are all these? So I guess this extends your roadmap obviously beyond what you guys currently have up and available. So your roadmap is pretty much the next maybe 20 plus years then. With all
so our current roadmap at the rate we're working, probably by the end of the year we should have damn near all of that delivered.
Wow.
And the reason why our project is quite a bit different is because we've chosen the path of developing software, right? So it's like, okay, we'll develop most projects will develop a swap, a wallet, and then maybe some staking stuff, maybe a game, but no one's talking about some of these other opportunities out there that not only generate revenue but give use case to tokens and allow for us to grow and push into different markets that maybe people didn't think about. Or I want to start doing, like I said, insurance contracts via the NFT world. And that would be huge, significant. They control, they don't want to say it, but $1 trillion or so worth of assets at any given point in time. So once you start dipping into the insurance world, mass adoption becomes a no-brainer, because now the people that have the backbone, the ones that insure everything, are starting to see that, oh yeah, it's safe, or yeah, it's an asset that you can even protect via those policies. So we see the world as kind of wide open, really, in terms of how you can apply this technology.
That's awesome. That's great. So there's a lot going on with Waifer. So the coin itself, what will you be able to actually do with it other than just earn it and buy it on the swaps that are currently available? What will you actually be able to do with the tokens when you guys pretty much go mainnet or during your test net?
Yeah, so like I was saying, those features that we had just went over, staking, yield farming, all those cool things are a part of what would benefit big holders, and just holders in general, in terms of use case, right? So obviously everyone's like, well, how does that tie into Red Wave? Well, people are always looking for a way to take away clicks, right? Like I'm saying. So if we can integrate the swap, the wallet, an NFT platform, if we can integrate all of these systems into the back end of a social media platform and it becomes seamless, then there's no reason for people who use crypto or want to be involved in crypto to go literally anywhere else. Facebook came out today and said that they're going to start trying to do things with NFTs. But who knows how long or how far off that is? They don't really have to do it, right? Because they're a market maker, right? They make or break companies in a lot of cases. So, I mean, at the end of the day, there's not a whole lot of social media platforms that are talking about having these kinds of functionalities tied into the simplicity of, cruising through Facebook. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like we have kind of a winning package deal here, right? Like, you can sign up. It doesn't cost you anything. You can earn tokens. All it costs is what you're doing on Facebook. In the future, essentially what you'll be able to do with it, outside of being able to stake and yield farm, is once we have more people in the marketplace, the idea is they'll establish wallets and they'll be able to use a point of sale system that we will develop in the future for transactions through our marketplace. So this way, it's a seamless, easy way. Like, oh, I earned these tokens. They're free. I established the wallet because it was free. I'm trying to spend them. Obviously, I have to interact more if I just want a free version of it, right? But if I have XRP, or if I have Saitama, or if I have Hoj, I can also go there and use Wallet Connect, if you will, and be able to spend it the same way. So that is where I believe it's going to be big. Obviously, Waifer is included in there as well, right? In terms of having all those capabilities, but our broader picture is being able to on-ramp all of these other tokens as well. So we are community driven. We believe that the only way to really push for mass adoption is to, lock arms and move as one full army, regardless of the flag you fly, right? So, that's kind of our philosophy.
Cool. I definitely like that. So with Waifer, is there a strict number of how many tokens are available, or could you say print more of them?
So whatever the circulating supply is what the supply is. There's no way to mine our token currently. There's no way to put more in circulation, essentially. So what there is what there is. I know some tokens do, a mining thing, or, do things like that where it creates more tokens over time. But for us, we are deflationary, which means our supply will decrease over time.
Cool. Speaking of that, now you guys are running off of Binance Smart Chain, so BEP20 tokens. Are you guys eventually going to fork from that and become your own blockchain completely, or are you guys going to stick with Binance Smart Chain?
Eventually, we do plan to release our own block, since we are looking at, like how can we become maybe the next big platform, the next big block. And, that is research that is going on in the background actually currently, because we aren't ones to drag our feet. We see, opportunity, or if we like, the way something could operate, we would like to obviously explore it more. So in terms of issuing our own block, that is something we do foresee in our future. As far as how far that is down the road or what that looks like, it's probably, maybe a year or two off, and that's obviously being on the I guess you could say more hopeful side. Obviously, development can take some time, but I'm confident with the team we have and how we've been delivering so far to be able to stay on pace with kind of how we've been delivering. So, in terms of what our future looks like, that block is definitely going to be there, because we would like to tie it into all of our softwares over time. And, if we can beat BNB, via however that looks, that's fine with me. I'd be more than happy to do so. No hate or anything, but, it would be cool to say, like, we dethroned, Binance. Mm-hmm. So if you're listening, sorry, Binance, we love you.
we all love Binance. We know that. So, RedWave is one of those platforms where it's uncensored. Freedom of speech is one of those things. And in the media, we've seen more so in the past. I haven't seen it much recently, but TikTok has had some issues with, younger people. And I know maybe that might not come to your platform because is there an age limit with RedWave?
Yeah, you have to be 18 because we're dealing with finance as well. In order for you to establish a wallet, you have to be 18 or have a custodian. But we don't foresee that being an issue. Obviously, as we upgrade our systems and things, we'll have different methodologies to verify someone's age. There's been talk of maybe, in the future, doing something more on the like doing some KYC stuff. But I think that's too invasive for me, honestly. But, if you are going to be doing, crypto and things of that nature, you do have to be 18. And we are working to keep verifications and stuff. So that way we're not getting underage folks. And so far, obviously we have viewability of kind of who's on. And some people, we actually did have someone say, oh, I'm 17. They were promptly banned. Essentially, we can ban an IP address, essentially, or what have you, to ensure that, that doesn't happen, and then they're just gone forever, I guess. But we just want to make sure that if someone is doing that, obviously there's a consequence, right? Like, oh, you can't get back in. Yeah. So, we've been taking a lot of precautions and taking a look at other avenues to make sure that we stay at that 18 and older. So
okay,
I know TikTok has been having issues for years too, though, because of where their data goes and how it's filtered through and the content. So they're on a slippery slope as it is. I know regulators have been talking about, kind of getting involved. But it's because the miners are involved. Like on Facebook, that's the reason why I don't think some of the NFT stuff or crypto things will happen. It's because they already have so many underage people that it's like, how are you going to filter through a 13-year-old to 17-year-old? And how many of them do you have? Because now you're talking about millions of people. It would be an outrageous task to say like, let's go and filter through all this so we can get the wallets established. Like, I don't know how they're going to do it. Logistically, it sounds like a nightmare.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't want to sift through millions of different profiles just to figure that out. But, freedom of speech is one of those things that, obviously America loves, but there is somewhat of a limit to it. And I know TikTok has significantly run into this, especially when it comes to students and they're in school, and obviously RedWave is 18 plus. But what would RedWave do about, say, challenges were going around TikTok that were, borderline sexual harassment and or like acts of, I wouldn't say specifically acts of terrorism, but things that could essentially be labeled as anything like that?
So, and I'm glad you brought that up, because everyone asks like, well, where's the line drawn when it comes to freedom of speech and expression? And essentially the line's drawn by reasonable people, right? If they're, and this is a part of the law, right? If there's reason to believe that you're going to hurt, harm, maim, cause some sort of damage, I by law have to report it. And that's just us complying with our state and federal laws to stay a business and to be able to continue to deliver. But I'm sure no one would have a problem with us, stopping or reporting somebody who is saying they want to commit harm to somebody, and, it's come up a lot. What if someone is out there, throwing racial slurs? Obviously, when it comes to things like that, it's all about, for me, it's about, that's that fine line where I don't find it acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, that content for me, it crosses the personal line for me. So, yeah, those kind of videos would be taken down because it's just over the top, and a reasonable person would agree. Like, there's no reason for this to exist, just on a reasonable person basis, right? Like, no one believes racial slurs benefit anybody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, from top to bottom, if someone, again, terrorism, things like that, obviously we have to take actions, just from a moral standpoint and from, obviously covering our own selves. But yeah, on the other end of that, I've been asked about, racially charged things. And it's like, if you're expressing yourself a certain way, obviously you can become a pariah. Obviously, I don't want any kind of stuff like that up. And it comes down to, is it disgusting content? And if it is, if it's considered grotesque, then that's kind of where we draw the line.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I think it's a pretty fair line. You can, drink and smoke and you can cuss, but yeah, don't post a picture of yourself berating somebody and calling them slurs and expect me to keep your content up.
Yeah, like especially something extremely unlawful and extremely toxic and harmful. Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, and then it also comes to context as well. So like if someone posts their own video and they're doing these things, obviously that's like, well, you're just kind of you're being an asshole, right? But if someone's posting something that's like, oh, it's on WorldStar and it's somebody in a third person setting, from an outward perspective, to me that is a little bit different, because it's someone else's account of what's going on and it's not the perpetrator, the racist guy that's on the other end. So to me, there is obviously context things, and it's just one of those things at the end of the day where you're free, you're always free, but up till a reasonable person would consider it insanity, right?
Right.
I know, kind of lengthy answer, but we get asked about the censorship question quite a bit, and it's like, I don't want to see a decapitation video. I don't want to see some of this stuff. There's other places for it. If you want to have a heated debate, that's fine. If you want to call each other's names, whatever. But if you're, like I said, if you're trying to hurt somebody or commit some sort of crazy act, yeah, we have to escalate. So
yeah. All right. So I got two more questions for you. Are you guys gonna have a merch store soon?
Yes, we actually just got our Square account certified or accepted. They're always very cautionary about cryptocurrencies and so on and so forth. So it took a little bit, but yeah, that is going to be put into the works because eventually we would like to sponsor skate teams and stuff. I come from that kind of background back in the day doing skate events, and I used to throw raves when I was a lot younger for revenue. So we're going to start digging into some of these other cool ways to generate revenue and buzz as well. But yeah, definitely going to start doing t-shirts and stuff in the very near future. I know that everyone's dying for a Waifer shirt or a Waifer hoodie. But yeah, we're going to start getting that stuff situated within the coming weeks for sure.
Cool. My final question, and I think we should definitely do this again at another point when you guys have a lot more stuff coming out. But are you guys going to the Bitcoin conference this year in Miami?
Yeah, I'm trying to work out the logistics to get there if I'm, being 100%. But yeah, I do foresee myself and maybe one or two other team members going. We might not be per like a booth there, but we'd definitely be there to, shake hands and network and things. So we are working on the logistics of what that looks like. Definitely. Awesome.
Well, I definitely hope I see you guys there because I know I'm going and I'm excited. Honestly, I hope I get to learn more about, the crypto space and what people are doing with Bitcoin and what people are going to be doing in the near future. So I really hope I get to see you guys there and actually get to meet you guys in person. That'd be really awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely. And coming up here, we were talking on the Twitter space and then on our Telegram on Tuesday about coming up here once we have the budget. I'd like to throw like a Waifer event where we maybe have some DJs and a mingle kind of thing. Something cool for some holders that maybe want to come out and say what's up. Maybe we'll do something cool.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be so awesome, especially if you guys could get the community involved and even do utilizing your own platform at that point and have that like some of parts of the events just be live on Redwave. That'd be just way too freaking awesome.
Right, exactly. So cool. Eventually the idea would be, as we create these partnerships, like I have some meetings coming up here with a handful of other tokens, but the idea would be, they're going to host AMAs on our platform. They're going to combine, like we always tell people, like, we're not always trying to be the spotlight, right? We want you guys to shine too. I mean, it's a pretty big metaverse, if you will, right? So, no reason we all can't do something.
Yeah. Cool. Well, definitely thank you for doing this AMA with me. It's been great. I love Waifer, Red Wave, the Waifer coin. I love the entire space. I love everything that you guys are doing. I'm trying to integrate Red Wave a lot more into everything that I'm doing, and I can't thank you guys enough for doing what you guys are doing. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it, man. We know that people were feeling like how we were feeling, and the idea and kind of how everything's come together has been kind of a miracle, if I'm being honest with you. We've gotten the right people behind us. They understand what we're trying to do in the messaging, and with V2, there's gonna come like I said, a huge push out of us to let the world know we're here. We're gonna be doing our CertTech audit probably in the coming weeks after V2 launches. Obviously we have SataMask, we have the Diamond Wallet, we have our own wallet that's coming out. We have other applications that are going into development. So, I mean, in terms of what we look at, we always look at, what does a year, 5 years, 10 years look like? And that's the scale we work on. Obviously it is nerve wracking to watch the daily chart sometimes, right? As it is.
I stopped. I had to stop. Right? I'm still happy with everything, but I had to stop.
Right. But, it's one of those things where that's all we think about is, okay, this was only 6 months, right? Well, going into our 7th month now of development. And I feel like we've done more than most cryptos have ever done. And in terms of where we're going, we're like, well, if we keep pushing it, there's no reason why, we can't be in the top 100 or top 50 cryptos of all time, if you will, with the utility coming out. So I'm just excited. I know that our holders are amazing. So I just want to say big shout out to our holders. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Without you guys, we are nothing. Without people like you, we're nothing. Without our dev team and our mods being so fantastic in delivering everything. I mean, we couldn't have had a better group of people to start building this with. And we just can't wait to see what happens and to show you guys, what 2022 is going to look like. Because guarantee you, this is still just the beginning. Like, we are going to be a freight train here in the very near future, and it's going to be very difficult for people to compete.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to throw at us? Any new updates or anything?
V2, that's probably the biggest update. We've kind of, we were talking about upgrades for about a week or two. But after reviewing further, it was like, okay, V2 is necessary. We just kind of let the community know, hey, here's what we got to do. This is the path. We already have testnet ready to go with all the necessary everything. So we're trying to move quickly, to get all that done. Like I said, the wallet's gone into production. We're looking at, the NFT space coming up here with our own NFT platform as well. And then obviously partnerships. We just had a meeting with Hoj, had a meeting with TCG World. We have another meeting coming up with Gorilla Diamonds. We have obviously SataMask and that collaboration still happening. Like I said, we have so much going on the back end, so many catalysts, so much happening that, if you're not looking at 5, 6 months into the future, a year into the future, it's like you're not really seeing what we're doing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So look at the long term, understand that we are a real business. We have a real deployed product. We have our Google and iOS apps delivered and functioning, which is amazing. And, you know, at the end of the day, go to redwave.com, redwaif.com. Check us out, sign up for free, or you can find us on the App Store or Google Play. Just type in Redwave. We float right up to the top. It's a beautiful RW logo. You click on that, you download it, and away you go. Make your profile non-invasive and enjoy your freedoms.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys very much. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I super appreciate it. I love what you guys are doing. I feel like a giddy little kid. I can't freaking wait for what's coming. It's
right,
awesome.
Exactly, man.
I'm so excited.
It's gonna be a great time.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys again. I definitely want to do this again with you guys in the future, and you know, I hope you guys want to do it again with me. I'm gonna plaster this everywhere. I don't know how many times I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it until I get 1 million followers. I know that.
There you go. Hell yeah, man. Well, we appreciate the support, dude. Like, honestly, we see you posting and we see you interacting and you know, using the platform. So we just want to say we appreciate you, you know, taking advantage of the platform and seeing what it has to offer and giving us an opportunity. Because like I said, we're nothing without people like you who believe in what we're doing. And guaranteed we're going to continue to deliver. Like, that is our promise to our community. And you know, the reason why we do everything we do is to make sure that this is usable not only for us but for everyone else, right? We want to be able to have cool things and share them with everyone. So it's going to be great. You know, who knows, maybe we can get some cool you know, ribs colored posts up for you, just to give you some love, man, where you put your logo up. We can, you know, get that going for you, or a sticker pack or something.
Heck yeah, I'm down. I'm down for anything and everything. And if you guys need anything else from me, let me know, and I'll do whatever. I want to help you guys out for sure, and I love it.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, we look forward to, you know, coming on again and talking with you, and yeah, much more to come. Much more to come. That's for sure. That's not hype. That is like, it's coming. It's not a threat. It's a promise. In terms of what's coming down the pipe. So, yeah, we're excited and look forward to doing more of these with you here in the future.
Cool. I'm excited. Well, thank you very much, and that's it for this time. Until next time.
Thanks, man.
Later. Wow, that was sick. Get on board with crypto. Sheesh.